What is going on, Division 2 agents? Welcome back to the channel, The Werewolf Gaming, and I'm back with another Division 2 video. Alright guys, I hope everyone has been doing well and staying safe. Today I got a build that's very powerful, really easy to put together, and overall a very fun build in my opinion, guys. In this build today we will be utilizing a chess piece that I haven't used in a while, so I decided it was time to pull it out again, guys. And that chess piece is called a closer chess piece, and it is the main version, one piece of the Uzina set. And the primary reason we will be using this chest, guys, is to get that increase in weapon damage of 20% to pulse enemies. Not only do you get an increase in weapon damage, you also get an increase in weapon and skill damage as well by 20%. But in this build today, we will not be utilizing our skills. With that being said, though, I do want to give a big thank you to everyone that continues to support me on my channel, especially those who always have something positive to say, guys. Really appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time and continued support. It really means a lot. And if you're new to the channel, you like the content, please feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It does not cost a thing. And turn on the notification bell as well so you can stay informed when I do drop videos. With that being said, guys, I'm going to let you finish watching the rest of this first part of this gameplay. Then we will go over this build breakdown. And as always, guys, we will finish up the rest of this mission shortly after we go over the build breakdown. Alright agents, on this build we did use the loaded assault rifle as our primary weapon, but always use whichever weapon works best for you. The Lexington assault rifle would work great with the talent flatline on it, or even the Kingbreaker assault rifle as well. As you can see, guys, this gun is fully maxed out with the expertise being a level 28%. Now, and I did roll that third attribute to 10% damage to target out of cover. Always use whichever talents you prefer, though, or attributes. The accuracy on this gun is pretty good, and the stability is amazing as well. The talent is what we're really going for. It's called Perfect Scream Line. This increases weapon damage by 47% when no skills are on cooldown. The mods I do currently have on this gun is 5% critical hit chance, 15 rounds, plus the linked laser pointer and 10% critical hit damage. Alright, for the secondary, we did go with the Blue Scream LMG. As you can see, it's fully maxed out with a weapon expertise of 30%. The core attributes are fully maxed out as well, with that third attribute being 6% damage to armor. The accuracy isn't that good on this gun, but the stability is amazing. The talent on this gun is called Disruptive Rounds, and basically, guys, as you keep fighting those enemies, you build up stacks from 1 to 10, where you will post mark targets for 5 seconds. From 11 to 25, you will post and disrupt those marked targets for 5 seconds. From 26 to 49, you will post, disrupt, and disorient marked targets for 5 seconds. Basically, when you get to 50 stacks, you post, disrupt, and disorient marked targets, and all hostiles within 10 meters of the marked targets for 5 seconds. This effect will trigger immediately if any marked targets enemies is killed. Got in mind, the mods that come on this gun are 20% increase in reload speed, 15% increase in weapon handling, 10% increase in stability, and 20% increase in rate of fire. Alright, for this set, we did go with the Heartbreaker set, which 2 pieces gives you 15% increase in assault rifle and LMG damage. 3 pieces gives you plus 15% increase in weapon handling, and you will have all 4 pieces, guys. You will have the Heart Stopper. Basically, when you shoot those enemies in the head, you will apply a pulse. Weapon hits on pulse enemies add a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1.1% increase in weapon damage to pulse enemies up to a max of 50. Basically, when you get a max of 50, you'll be at 55% increase in weapon damage, but 2 stacks of loss per second, guys, when you're not firing at those enemies that you're pulsing. Alright, did have an armor core for the core attribute, and on this mask, we was going for the critical hit chance or critical hit damage. Alright, for the chest piece, guys, it is the one piece Uzina set, which gives you 5% increase in total armor, and it is the name version, which is called a closer. We did have the core attribute being an armor core, and on the middle attributes, we was going for critical hit chance or critical hit damage. Primary reason we was using this chest is for the talent. It's called Perfect Spotter. This amplifies total weapon and skill damage by 20% to pulse enemies. Alright, the second piece of the Heartbreaker set was the holster. And for the core attribute, we did have a weapon core, and we did have a 12% critical hit damage attribute. Alright, we also had the knee pads on with the core attribute being an armor core and a 6% critical hit chance attribute. And for the gloves, it was we did have the core attribute being another armor core with a 12% critical hit damage attribute. For the backpack, guys, we did go choose the Memento backpack primarily because it gives us 3 core attributes, the weapon, the armor, and a skill tier. The talent is called Kill Confirmed. Enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting those trophies provide both a short and long-term buff, the first of which scales with the number of cores attributes that are equipped. For example, each red core is going to be 5% increase in weapon damage, each blue is going to be 10% bonus armor, and each yellow is going to be 5% increase in skill efficiency. For every trophy collected, you'll gain an additional plus 1% weapon damage and skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regeneration for 300 seconds. When you have all 30 stacks, that will be 30% increase in weapon damage, skill efficiency, and 3% armor regeneration. Overall, amazing backpack, but there are other options if you don't have this in your inventory. All right, some other choices, guys, could have been primarily is the talent. For example, the liquid engineering backpack, which is the perfect version of the bloodsucker talent. But what it is, basically, what you killing the enemy adds and refreshes a stack of bonus armor. You get a max of 10 stacks, and the regular version works just as well. And also, guys, if you didn't want to use the closer chest, there were other chests that would have worked great as well in this build. For example, using the intimidate talent, or even if you had the hunter killer chest, would have worked great as well, because whenever you have bonus armor, you can get the 40% increase in weapon damage on the perfect version, or 36% on the regular version. And also other talents such as even the Heartbreaker chest would have worked great as well, because this increases max BMP, increases the stacks from Heartstopper from 50 to 100. So those stacks will last a lot longer. And also the ability rate talent would have worked great as well, because critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1%, stacking up to 20 times. So that's 20% increase in weapon damage whenever you do have your full stacks when you're using the ability rate talent. All right, I did go with the Crusader shield, and it scales with the number of yellow and blue cores you have. That's why mine is sitting at a tier 6. And I did use the Reviver Hive, that's just in case it went down. I had a second chance to get back up when playing on heroic content. All right, guys, we didn't use any modifiers on this build, but let's take a look at the weapon stats. It did have a 45% critical hit chance with 103% critical hit damage when using the lead assault rifle. Headshot damage was 75%. All right, when using the blue screen, we did have 40% increase in critical hit chance with 93% critical hit damage, with a headshot damage of 40 with 85%. All right, the armor, we were sitting right at 1.8 million armor with 0 armor on the kill, but guys, we did have 3% armor regeneration coming from the Memento backpack whenever we had all 30 stacks. All right, some main things I do want to point out in this build, guys, is that basically, if your watch level is at least 1000, you will be at the baseline for doing the same amount of damage that you see me doing in this video. On top of that, the only other factor or variable that will take a part in your builds is your weapon expertise. The current weapon expertise in this game is 30%. Some of my weapons in this gameplay today, I did have right there fully maxed at 30%, and the other ones was right there at 28%. So that would be the only difference. So basically, if your watch level is at least 1000, you will be at the baseline and doing the same amount of damage that I am doing. Just keep that in mind. All right, so let's take a look at the class specialization, and we'll get back to the gameplay. All right, we did choose the technician, 12% increased damage to drones, skill, proxies, and robotics. Armor kits also apply to all friendly skill proxies within 10 meters. And guys, you keep in mind you will have you get a passive 1 skill tier, and on top of that, you will have access to the artificial hive, which is amazing for boosting skill efficiency on your skills. One last thing is, don't forget to equip the correct weapon element to get your bonus in whatever weapon you use in damage. For example, guys, I was using an LMG and assault rifle, so I'll make sure both of those were equipped. And this is the only way you will have access to the linked laser pointer. But overall, what it does, guys, it allows you to continuously pulse those enemies to get that increase in weapon damage of 20% the entire time whenever you're using the chest piece, such as the closer chest piece. All right, agents, I hope you like the build. Don't forget to give it a like. Really appreciate it. All right, so stick around, guys. I'm gonna finish the rest of this mission. D-Werewolf out.
coordinates for the dishes through Isaac. It shouldn't take too long till 9 though. You're still gonna have to adjust each dish, but this will speed up the process. So far, so good. Now we just gotta find a transmitter to boost the signal.
That's it. We should be able to extract the radio once it's docked.
Alright, this will extract the transmitter from the module. I'll connect it to the rest of the facility. Then we can link up with the division satellites.
Agent, you alright? Sounds like you've got company. Satellite network is back online. I'll send a team to secure the transmitter for safekeeping. Good work, Agent.